Meanwhile, despite real life getting in the way, our weary old troopers flicked on. In the 2006-07 season, despite being top of the table, James's new Righteous team weren't performing quite as well as his old Seen the Light. Subsequently, it was the closest season to date. Everything rested on the 3 final games, all of which involved Chris, who had slipped behind due to his migration to the country. James's season was already over. Only 9 points ahead of Chris, he could only sit and watch as Chris's Brighton buses played Pete's Soweto Storm once and ours Producers twice. One mistake would make James flicking king once more.
And I don't think anybody wanted to be ref, so I got to ref. Al didn't have anything to gain by winning, and we all wanted to see somebody beat James.
In the first match, Chris beat Al. Easy. In the second, Chris beat Pete. Party hats were distributed, the champagne was on ice, and the conga had already begun. The final game was a highly charged affair. Chris was leading 1-0. This put him level on points with James and ahead on goal difference. Brighton buses were on course for a historic victory. Everybody wanted him to win, even James. Chris, it had been a tough year and an even tougher night.
Probably my worst moment in SUBBUTEO, which is probably going to be a question somewhere, which really did. It was 1 goal, and it was, the moment lasted for a second because it was the last kick of the game. I was playing Al, and did I need to win, or was it just a draw? I had to win, right? I had to win the game. Yes, I had about 3 games in a row or something, and I managed to get to the very last second of the last game of the season. I was a goal ahead, and we could wind the clock back 10 seconds, and I was a goal ahead. I was cruising. I'd been fairly shamelessly wasting time, as much as I felt I could possibly get away with, and then Al started a surging attack. Didn't seem that promising, I seem to remember, but I was covering it. And then I don't really remember what happened at the end, but basically the last kick of the game, Al scored a goal, and that meant yet again I came second to James. It's the closest I've ever been to beating him, but it wasn't to be.
I remember James being the one who was most overtly loony at the time. I remember James running around the room very excited because he really thought he was done for the first time he was going to lose. And I felt really sorry that Chris didn't win it.
I was mentally finished, but yet I had yet another Premiership title with a new team. So it was a mixture of emotions, really.
Right down to the last second. Yeah. What a sick game it can be.
I can't think of a real game of football. Can you think of a classic
nothing more exciting.
1 second. 1 second. I don't believe it.
Lucky Jim.